Tape marker. It's a wonderful night for review, guys. Get right to it. Action. What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? As always, I am your host, Ryan D. Ryan680. And this is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. Thank you for making us a part of your day. And thank you for watching this video. Thank you for just coming in and clicking on that little button, guys. Thank you so much. If you have not already, be sure to like and subscribe to us on our Alamo City Movie Talk page to get notified for movie reviews like this one or reaction videos. You can check out a reaction to this real quick snippet, few minutes here and there. And yeah, let's get right to it. Let's dissect this movie. And so what movie are we talking about today?
So today was Regal's Mystery Movie Monday.
Yeah,
and
which we've been loving those.
We love it. It's great. And, you know, they do clues every so often. And we were so set that this was going to be Thanksgiving, another holiday slasher. But we were wrong for the first time.
Yeah,
since the series, since we started participating in these mystery movies. So instead, we are reviewing It's a Wonderful Life. They're saving her town from a psychotic killer. Winnie Carruthers' life is less than wonderful. When she wishes she'd never been born, she finds herself in a nightmare parallel universe where without her, things could be much, much worse.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is our review of that. And, you know, this film, I got to say, obviously it's a mystery film. I expected already a slasher movie. We talked about that in our reaction video.
The clues also for the Regal said it was like a slasher
It's
film.
crave into this feeling, I believe. Or they said something of that nature.
It was like carve your way or something.
Quote unquote. Why not carve out some time in your schedule for tomorrow night for our mystery
so that's why,
so
I mean, because you think of like carving a turkey at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I was thinking.
But you know what? Fine.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised we were wrong because this is not a film that I would have actually watched or chosen to watch just based on like the title. Because one, I'm not into like slashers. It's not my favorite genre. But two, I'm not into holiday slashers or like trying to make a slasher out of like weird things like I know they did the Winnie the Pooh one and stuff like that. I'm not into that.
It was hard. But this was definitely it's definitely it's not really original, right? Because it's not a knockoff either, because I don't want to say it's a knockoff because that's like discrediting it. It's its own movie, but in a way the origin idea or the original idea is It's a Wonderful Life. It is. But in a more violent rated R sense, which I didn't mind at all. I actually was very pleasantly surprised in this movie. There's so many moments in here where you just get lost in the because for me, I was already expecting a slasher movie. So boom, there you go. I already got it. I got out of here, and you know we get to see somebody that was very, very, very well known, Justin Long, who I mean, if you haven't seen Accepted, what the hell are you doing right now? You need to go see that movie.
Great.
But
I think that was one of his. That's peak Justin Long.
There's so many great movies of him that I'm just like, you know, he is so great on comedy, and even more so, there's so many tidbits in here that he really takes a hold of. There's small little jokes in here that he really mixes in there, along with this just a horror theme of it, and it's really good. I thought that was really good.
Small spoiler, he is like the villain, quote unquote villain in this, and I don't think I've personally seen him in like a villain role. I'm pretty sure he has played like a bad guy in some of his repertoire. Personally, I haven't seen it, so I was really curious to see how he was going to do that. Plus, he looked kind of a little different. Like I know they had the fake teeth and like the prosthetic hair. So I was really curious to see. I gotta say though, I am still a big fan of Justin Long. I think he's so underrated. He's kind of funny in his own way.
Yeah.
Even like doing like this weird role, like.
I mean, he is in that Goosebumps series, which we haven't seen yet. That's on Disney Plus. We haven't seen that Goosebumps series. Definitely.
I feel like Justin Long still got it.
Oh hell yeah!
And I really enjoyed him in this film. To be honest, I really did. He was still kind of like. He played the unnerving role kind of really well, just kind of like he had like ulterior motives. I also really like Joel McHale in here. Yes. I recognize him right away, and I think he's done great. I like him what he's done. I was pretty excited to see him like play like the dad character. I think he did great in this film. Like, to be honest, I really did think he did. But I gotta say, the two stars, the main ones, I think Jane Widdop and Jess McLeod. I think they did great. Like I really liked their chemistry together. I think they did, like, they held the movie like for Jane to like hold it. She was the main character. I think she did really well.
Yeah, Jane Woodall, but she did a really good job. She carried this movie for me in a lot of ways, and that's the thing too, is that it really solely, for me, the way this movie is, it's made, the way it was created in a way to where it solely wraps around this character Winnie, and it wraps around her because of the fact that obviously she's the main. It's like It's a Wonderful Life. She's going back in time. She gets back in time where she was never born, and it's in that current time, but it's just everything's changed, obviously. So I kind of feel like that it really relies on her, and she carries the movie for me. She really does. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. There was a lot of moments in here I was like, "Oh, damn! Who is this girl? Where is she coming from? What has she been in?"
I looked up her filmography.
She's from Yellow Jackets, I believe.
Yeah, I personally haven't seen that. I didn't want to see it.
I've never seen that either.
I know she's done other stuff, but this is like my first time seeing her, especially on the big screen. So I think she did a really good job. I'd like to see her in more stuff, to be honest. I would. I think she did phenomenal. Yeah. And I agree with you when we were doing our reaction. Is this the best movie out there? Like top 10? Probably not. But for a slasher film and for a holiday slasher film, it wasn't too bad.
It was almost like Krampus, and it was almost that style in a way to where it was violent, and I like that because it's a slasher. This is like Scream was around during Christmas. It's definitely a movie to where I would suggest you check it out if you are a huge you like that Scream, if you like that slasher style. I do recommend this movie, guys. And now, is this the best movie of the year? Probably nope, guaranteed not. But it is still a solid good movie, and it needs some recognition because of the fact that it's a really good movie. It's entertaining. It really is. I had a great time here. It was a great time to see Justin Long. It was a great time to see these characters. It was a great time to try something different in a way that was original, but not really original because it's taking off the idea, but the original idea,
like a inverted, the story of It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a twisted original.
Yeah. So I gotta say though, I will, and for something not my genre, I really enjoyed it. The gore was done, I think, pretty well. Yeah. I know that's a problem with gore movies, sometimes over the top.
I know you do.
Also,
I'm not a huge fan.
Was this predictable film? Yeah, kind of. But did it bother me? Because I know sometimes it bothers me. No, it was still. I had fun. I enjoyed it for what it was. I think it was, like you say, it's a solid film. Yeah. Love the cast. So I would recommend it, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely, guys. We do recommend this movie. Was this a film we deserved? I'm going to say definitely. I was surprised of it. And even more so, when Shudder's logo came up, I was like, oh, crap. I was like, oh, we're going to get something very, very dark. It wasn't as dark as I expected out of it, just because of the fact that everything I seen in Shudder is very dark, very violent, very gory, which is fine, because that's the style. But this one was very different, and I still enjoyed the Shudderness of it because of the fact that you could just tell it was a Shudder movie. You could just tell just the language the language that they used a lot. All that stuff was very good, very revealing. And again, we go back to where Justin Long was really good in here, and just all the characters were really good. And high school has changed a lot. I gotta say, it's changed a lot.
I've never felt sold. Every time I see a high school scene, I never feel sold. It's funny because I think at one point in this, they showed someone who looked like he was late 20s, early 30s, hanging out with these high schoolers. And
it's like us.
And they said, who's the old dude?
Who's the old dude? Who's that old dude? Who's that old dude? But all right, guys. All right, thank y'all so much. And rating 1 out of 10 being the highest. When you give this rating, Angela?
That's interesting. Again, for not being my cup of tea, I think it was a solid film. I would give it a 6.5 because I thought it was pretty well done. Yeah. Again, is it the best? No, but like I said, I enjoyed the cast. The gore was pretty good, so I think I would stick with that.
I'm going to give this a solid 6 as well. This was actually, there was moments in here that were carrying weight, but at the same time, though, I kind of felt like the direction was getting a little bit lost towards the middle of the film in a way. It didn't take it. It kind of misdirected, and I felt like that's just because of the fact that the director is not doesn't have the experience. And that's not to say he's not going to be a great director or anything like that. It's more so the fact that it was just misdirected in certain moments in here, and did take away the movie for me. I'm not gonna say it's a terrible movie because I've seen terrible movies that are just have a high budget and just are ridiculous. Hobbs and Shaw. I'm talking about you, but yeah, I just
Hobbs and Shaw. You'll never let go.
And Last Jedi. I mean, Star Wars, Last Jedi. But it's just movies like that. It's like those high budget films. Obviously, this doesn't have like a $200 million budget, but the fact that it doesn't have a $2 million budget and still made it to be entertaining is beyond me. That's all I'm saying right now. And the fact that Taylor Swift movie, her last film. Guess how much it cost? It cost $15 million to make. It's made over last weekend. It made $93 million or 90 something.
Well, yeah, it made like $10 million in pre-sales alone.
Upper 90 million, right? Okay, get this. After this past weekend, it made about like 15 something million. It's still making way more. Guess what? It beat. It did beat, by the way, Flowers. The Killer Moon.
But that's a neat film.
So that movie made about like I want to say like 20 something. I gotta look up the stats again, but it cost $200 million to make that movie. And let's just.
I feel like okay, but the thing with that was I feel like. One, I didn't see a lot of marketing for Killers of the Flower Moon. I didn't.
Yeah.
Two, you got to realize when people look up these films, it's a almost 3.5 hour film.
So weekend box office for the Eras Tour film was $31.0 million more. So 31 plus the 90 what was it? The 90 plus the 96.0 million. This is a huge marketing move, for Taylor Swift. She's made a lot of money. She bypassed the studios, so I give her credit what credit's due. Killers of the Flower Moon, guys, made $23.0 million. But on a $200 million budget, that's I
feel like that's also like a word of mouth kind of thing. Like I think as people watch it, they review it, they like it. Because again, it's a very specialized film. Not everyone's gonna like it.
Yeah.
Not everyone's gonna want to see a film that long. Not everyone's gonna see a film of like history. Not everyone's gonna want to see that kind of Martin Scorsese film. Yeah. It has to be a market for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like this one lower budget, sure, but I feel like if you like slashers, you're gonna like it. Same thing. If you like Martin Scorsese, you'll like Flowers of the Killer Moon.
No, definitely. And I feel like all the horror fans are gonna check this movie out on Shudder, so be sure to check that out, guys. And yeah, give it a solid 6. Angela gave it 6.5. We do recommend this movie, guys. Since it is above average, we do recommend this film, guys. And yeah, by all means, be sure to comment down below. Are you excited to see this movie? Are you kind of like, it's a Shudder film? Put in comments down below. And the question is for you guys: what did you think of this movie? Put in comments down below. What did you think? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Are you gonna watch it? Are you gonna watch it because Ryan and Angela recommended it? Let us know in the comments down below, guys. All right, thank you so much. As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. Ryan680.
I'm Angela Caliente.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. Stay safe, San Antonio. Catch you later.